Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to the local concert of A. Narayanan, citizen of CSP Rome.
This last week, I've experienced the other side of Margazhi, a time of the year when the air doesn't spare the people of Chennai. Everyone falls sick because of the sudden drop in temperature, high humidity, dust and pollution. Many of the victims are none other than fans of music, and often they turn up at sabhas with ugly appendages around their ears, like this unknown gentleman here who fell prey to my lens. Hello? Hello? Can this gentleman hear the raga? Or does he not want to hear it? Sometimes the season zaps the voices of musicians too, as it happened in the case of the Akkarai sister, Swarnalata, and her accompanist Ranjani. So at Krishnagana Sabha, instead of a vocal duo, my husband heard Akkarai Subbalakshmi's solo on the violin instead. I can see she was in great form. On Tuesday, my husband was my proxy. And like all good husbands who follow a wife's orders when they suit him well, he stopped at Vani Mahal and checked out a mandolin concert by U.P. Raju, and then gorged on a masala dosa at Nyanabika Catering. Then he popped into Bharat Kalachar to watch Sanjay Subramaniam's performance. All I did was watch television for a few days until my fever subsided. On one of my worst days, listening to the gifted 22-year-old J.A. Jayant on the flute helped drive away the blues. In the last week, while I've hung out at home, I noticed that whenever I switched on the television or opened the paper, yet another sabha was celebrating its inauguration for the season. Yet another artist was receiving another award that has been instituted by one more sabha. To me, the award titles are lyrical, beautiful to say and to hear. Isai Perarasi, Yuvakala Bharati. Some are percussive, punchy even. Sangeeta Kalanidhi, Shanmukha, Sangeeta Shiromani. Most titles, however, are tongue twisters and will always be murdered by someone behind a podium, here or abroad. You would think that the more senior the musician, the more titles that precede his or her name. Hardly. I notice how some seniors are forgotten by most committees. The hard work and the vast experience of older musicians are often swept away under the avalanche of marketing swagger and the elite connections of younger musicians. This plethora of titles and awards and their heft and clout isn't the only thing that stumps me in Chennai. Let's talk about the gifting of shawls, the very Tamil tradition of showering a ponnade or shawl on dignitaries and luminaries. First, I went into Nalli's to check out their ponnade section. Apparently, Margazhi is never as bad as election time in Tamil Nadu for buying these shawls. The price of these shawls varies widely depending on what your budget is and what you think your honoree deserves. Madam, if it's a big minister or someone, people will buy Kanjivaram. But if it's someone like a councillor or someone smaller, they'll go for the cheaper variety. Now this was not good news. So remember point number 1. Don't walk into Nalli's with your shawl to assess your self-worth, but keep it around anyway so you can return the favor someday. But wait a minute, sir, I said to the Nalli clerk. What do people do with these dreadful bling-bling shawls? I asked him. What does anyone do with them? Madam, some make skirts or pavades, he said. Some use them as a curtain cloth or a cover for a table. You mean sometimes people are honored with something over their torso that ultimately is fit only for a table or a window? I said. Yes, madam. But sometimes the musician will just fold the shawl so beautifully that it looks as if it were just bought from a store a few hours ago, and she will invite you for something and then just honor you with her shawl. So, on to point number 2. Beware of the person who invites you to a stage to grace you with what may be a recycled ponnade. The Nalli man told me that some shawl recipients made pillow covers out of them. I heard that one artist had been gifted so many in all these years that she recycled all of them to make fancy tambulam goodie bags for her child's wedding. When I stepped out of Nalli's following my ponnade stop, my auto was waiting. We whizzed off to Parthasarathy Swami Sabha to listen to a young man from California who was all of 24 years old. On my way home from the Sabha, I had a sudden revelation about the only woman in Tamil Nadu with a warehouse of shawls. All down Radhakrishnan Road, she appeared before me as an effigy, on my left, on my right, and in the median, showing me her back and her front. Amma, the crowning glory of our party, cried one billboard. Amma, the giver of meals, screamed another. To that, my mind added, Amma, the collector of infinitely ugly shawls.